Salt is an artistic interpretation of Lion Saltworks Museum in Northwich in Cheshire.
The Saltworks is an open pan saltworks. It's the last open pan saltworks in the country. It's basically an industrial heritage site and a former factory.
Lion Saltworks opened in the 1800s and closed in the 1980s, so it has a really huge amount of history. What inspired me was the way they actually made the salt. So they used to pump brine from down in the earth and used to pump it up into huge, enormous pans where they would have a furnace underneath and they would boil the water. The salt would crystallize, rise to the top, then it would fall back down to the bottom, and then the workers there would then scrape the salt to the side of the pan, put them in some tubs, wait for it to dry out. And I just thought that process itself, the physical hard work that it took to actually claim the salt, lent itself to contemporary dance basically. As soon as I was told some of the history and began to look at some of the images, then in my head already I was beginning to create a piece of choreography actually in a salt pan. The movement in salt are quite repetitive, quite physical, trying to show the heavy burden of the work that was needed to claim the salt. I wanted to create this in 360 because I wanted the viewer to be immersed in an atmosphere. I wanted the viewer to be able to really feel that they were there, they're part of it, and get a real full experience. So hopefully they'll have headphones, they'll hear a soundscape, they'll be able to turn 360 degrees, look up, look down, and be really immersed in this environment, in this atmosphere.
For me, it's the first time dancing in water. So I've done a lot of performances before, but this is a new experience. So it was just a kind of a challenge of getting used to the cold water.
One thing we was trying to do with the water was represent the brine in the saltworks. So the heavy feeling of it, the monotonous movement that probably went through it, but it was also a really nice concept to see it spray up and what that meant for movement and the virtual reality viewers.
The movement was heavy in that kind of sense of Martin kept reiterating about the heaviness of the salt, the heaviness of these blocks representing the weight of the salt.
I really enjoyed the rhythm of the movement. I really liked the repetition to kind of showcase the labour, and I really enjoyed the physicality of it as well.
I want to continue working with 360 to see how far we can push the boundaries, not just of 360 and that technology, but push the boundaries of my artistry, my choreography, and the dancers' performance that I work with.